don't have the
Keep that
ability.
success for
I don't
y'all.
have the ability.
We are live. We are
Oh.
here. What's going on? No intro this week. Why? Because fucking who knows? We are here. It's Skinny. It's Dave. We are out here. No Wendell this week. He is sick, I believe, and Brian is on his way. How you doing, Dave?
Oh, not bad yourself, sir.
Can't complain. Honestly, my back hurts and really don't feel like doing this shit. But gotta keep things up.
What did you do?
No reason to get into it. What's up with nerd stuff? What's up?
Well, I'm excited that mini Comic-Con is coming around the corner in Montreal.
Again?
Yeah, the 28th, I believe. Just give me a second just to make sure I'm saying like a Friday weekend. Yes, the 27th, 28th, and 29th. From my understanding, there is Comic-Con in Montreal. And if history repeats itself, if it's a mini Comic-Con, it's technically free Comic-Con.
Not bad. Not terrible. Yeah. Pretty cool.
So for anyone in the tri-state area, so to speak, you should hit that up on the weekend of
not tri-state area. What?
I don't know. There might be Americans in here, and I'm like, yeah, I got to try and be inclusive.
Where is it exactly happening?
It is happening at Palais de Congrès, downtown Montreal.
Okay. What day? Give us a date. Throw it up.
It's the 27th, 28th, 29th of January.
That's cold.
Janvier.
There's not going to be much going on there, I imagine, but I mean, it should be all right.
Well, it's still the whole concept of getting back in the swing of things. Things are like getting back to normal when like mini Comic-Con's coming.
They're just like, hey, let's get a mini amount of people together and like throw that all in there, and yeah,
exactly. But like it's fun. It is what it is. However, one thing that is about sad news that I'd like to just say it out there. Jay Briscoe, the wrestler, unfortunately passed away in the last 24 hours. Super big sympathies to him and his family. And
R.I.P. Jay Briscoe, yeah.
Exactly. Rest in peace, good sir. You were an amazing tag team wrestler. And
wasn't he a champ? He was singles champ though too.
He did a lot, but his legacy will always be the Briscoes. The Briscoes are like, they're like,
yeah. Somehow not getting in trouble for taking the Briscoe name, but not being Briscoes themselves.
Briscoes are, and this is actually, some people might be like, "What the fuck?" But this is actually a compliment. The Briscoes are the bushwhacker, the badass bushwhackers.
No, they're the bushwhackers if the bushwhackers are real. Like if the bushwhackers are like serious.
Yeah, exactly. If the bushwhackers were not taken as a joke, and you wanted to like see them boys do some crazy shit,
yeah,
it would be the Briscoes. And again, just like. They want to necessarily segue. We always have one around the corner, but this is actually really shocking news, and it's apparently an unfortunate car accident, and hopeful quick recovery to, unfortunately, his daughters who were also in the car. The report apparently is that someone swerved into them, and that's how it went down.
The car.
The girls were in the car, so the girls are actually
too.
No, they're in ICU. That's what I'm saying. Prayers and love to their families.
Man.
Yeah, that's why, like if you believe or not believe, give out a little prayer to them girls. Because from my understanding, it's a 12 and 9-year-old girl that are unfortunately in the hospital. No one's obviously disclosing how bad they are, but they are. One is stable. One is going into surgery, from my understanding. And the only thing that I got to read, and I didn't get to necessarily corroborate. So if at all this stuff is wrong, I apologize. But from my understanding, they were driving like opposite, and something happened it was a female driver. I forget her name, but something happened that caused her to swerve into their lane, and they had a head-on collision, and they both passed away. She apparently had her seatbelt on. He didn't, which is like kind of like police report wise, he didn't have his seatbelt on. So that kind of sucks. But then again, like also because they also had the same type of car. They had the same car. Like they both had the
Ford Explorer. Don't say Ford Explorer.
No, it was a truck. Yes, it was a truck. I will agree to that. It was definitely a truck. But if you give me like 2 seconds, the Chevrolet Silverado.
Yeah.
So one had like the 1500, and one had the 2500.
Yeah, 2500, 1500.
Yeah, like, so they had those two, and relatively like one's a 2006, 2019. So roughly the same car. Obviously, one's a bit bigger than the other. But apparently head-on collision. And again, I'm just hoping for those girls who are not only gonna have to recover from obviously the shocking news if they get out of this, but I just hope that they do get out of this. And big prayers to their family.
Damn.
Yeah, so that was some news that I didn't want to like put at the end. I feel it deserved a spot at the top.
I mean, if you can segue out of that,
I could segue out of that
you
because
can
we
segue
have.
out of that.
I'm gonna segue out
How
of
you
that.
gonna segue out of that? Actually, you could clear this up for me. The
What?
Briscoes.
Yeah.
How did they not get in trouble from taking their name from the Briscoes?
That is actually a very good question. I assume it's because they're using their own actual. Wait.
Nope, that's not his name because his
their-
name's it's like Jammin Punin or something.
That's
ain't-
crazy. I want to research that now. I
Yeah.
assume they had to have gotten
You need to get some
some
kind of
type
pass
of
for that.
blessing on that, though. There has to be some type of blessing. Like,
Well,
you know what I
'cause
mean?
Gerald is the Briscoes. The Briscoes from here, no?
No.
If that's even his name?
Oh, original Briscoe, you mean?
Yes.
It's Gerald Briscoe, I believe his name.
Yes, Gerald Briscoe.
Yeah, Gerald Briscoe. No. 1 second. I'm gonna feel so embarrassed.
Even though it's spelled different though. Briscoe, that Briscoe is Brsco, and these dudes spell their name Briscoe with an E. So yeah, I get it, but at the same time, you can't really do that. Or can you?
Briscoe was trained by his brother.
Jack Briscoe. I'm reading the same thing. Yeah.
Okay, here it is. Any comments? Here's the story on that. People think. Okay, so I'm reading literally words from Gerald Briscoe.
Let's go.
Here's the story on that. People think I have heat with those guys. I respect the hell out of what they've done. I get a little upset because you use somebody's name as personal as that. I think especially if the guy is still active in the business, that guy deserves a phone call. I would expect a call and say we're going to do this. We're going to be really respectful. We're going to spell it a little bit different. But I never received one of those phone calls. I never received the do you mind?
Ain't nobody trying to call you Gerald Briscoe.
Yeah. But I will say this though, like, don't get me wrong, I respect what Gerald Briscoe has done. He's done a lot. He did a lot even at an older age for this company, like on TV. I mean, you know what I mean? So I always have the respect for him, but like it's not like you're like using the diamond cutter and DDP is still like doing something, like, you know what I mean?
No,
like, you're not going, like, you're not taking the stunner, like, and calling it the stunner or something like that.
Well, actually, that is exactly that, because that's what Kevin Owens did. But this is very different.
Yeah, but Kevin Owens. Yeah, but
this
the thing is the Stone Cold is.
Okay.
If you were to compare, like,
put it this way, this is 15 years down the line, a new tag team that his name is not called Uso, calling themselves the Usos. That's 100% what it is.
If anything, what this is that there's a one
spelling
guy.
Usos.
No,
sorry,
it's one guy.
Usos
one guy
with Usos with an OE at the end instead of just Usos. Yeah, it's just Usos with USOE.
No, if anything, what happens is that it's a guy who's like, it's one, because it's right now it's one person who became a tag and the tag team used their name.
No, we're gonna ask an outsider. We're gonna ask an outsider. Brian, you're an outsider, so I'm gonna ask you quickly. If someone came in, and I know you're muted, if someone came in and started using your name, so say you were a tag team wrestler and you went by the Holidays, and then years later, another team came in and called themselves the Holidays, but not spelling it HOLA, how you spell it.
Yeah.
But the actual holiday.
Yeah.
Is that a disrespect?
I'm still wrestling?
And you're still out there. Like, you're an older man now, but you're out there. Do you need a call?
Yeah, of course I do.
Okay.
I'm still in the same industry. An industry that doesn't like when people have the same names.
Straight up.
And I'm still wrestling, and you come along and use the same name as me?
And change the letter. One letter.
Of course. How would you not want, like, if you're Merc with a mouth and there's a wrestling team called Mercs with a mouth and you're still wrestling under Merc with a mouth,
like Toronto?
Wouldn't you be like, hey, what the fudge?
Well, my question to you is this: considering context of the industry, wouldn't it matter the significance? Like, example, my thing is, it's not that Gerald Briscoe didn't do a lot.
Yeah.
But like, he's
Is
not
he well
he's
enough
not like
known that you know
synonymous. It's not like you're taking Ric Flair's. You're not calling yourself Ric Flair's. Like, you know what I mean?
So you're saying this guy doesn't mean anything to anybody, so no one would give his name's used.
Essentially,
that's what you're saying.
Close.
That's what you're saying to me.
But you're not saying
did
it how I would necessarily.
Did he wrestle in WWE or WCW?
They never wrestled on the. They technically.
No. I'm not asking if they've ever wrestled in the same time or the same card. Did this first guy ever wrestle in the WCW or WWE?
WWE, yes.
Okay,
he's an OG.
So he's a legacy in the franchise.
Yeah, but he's like a Brooklyn Brawler, bro. He's not like.
Are we talking about the same Brooklyn Brawler that is now a featured character on Young Rock that they keep mentioning as one of the most important wrestlers because he helped so many people get over? That Brooklyn Brawler?
Yes. Damn, for a nigga who don't know wrestling. Wow.
Sorry. I just thought I would mention this character that I've now seen on the TV show multiple times and got referenced multiple times as being one of the most important guys.
I think we should remove him from the channel because he just kind of.
I don't know anything about wrestling, but I'm telling you, if you have a wrestler named Luke Cage and a bunch of dudes call themselves the Luke Cages, you gotta reach out to someone. Like, okay. So these guys are going around using the name.
Well, they did.
Well, yeah, they did. Unfortunately, one of them passed away in the last 24 hours.
Yeah, they were like an iconic team.
Yeah, sorry. Just so for those who didn't know,
that was my question
segued in when he was being talked to. That's when he got onto the podcast. So we'll give that mulligan.
My segue was
one of them
my segue was how'd they get away with calling themselves the Briscoes after the fact of the Briscoes, and me immediately thought that they were related. I'm like, oh, these are their sons.
Yeah,
no, not at all. Random guys,
not even related in any shape or form.
No kind of relation.
Hi, I'm Coco Beware. Hey, we're the Coco Bewares.
You related?
No, even in that, like Coco Beware is like it's like someone calling themselves the Stasiaks.
I literally said if it's like a team 10 years from now coming out calling themselves the Usos.
Yeah, but but they're a legendary tag team. Gerald Briscoe, I say it as much respect as possible. I don't know.
I'm gonna look up Gerald Briscoe because I'm
trying to get one-sided by some Florida people. I'm not trying to do that. Speaking of Florida, Flo Rida just won like $82 million apparently in a lawsuit against like Celsius Media or Celsius, some kind of
What?
Flo Rida is out here winning lawsuits. I'm gonna look that up. But yeah, a Florida man named Flo Rida. Flo Rida.
Jerry Briscoe, Pat Patterson as the Stooges for the McMahon character. Barbara Briscoe, Jack Briscoe, Bill Briscoe. Did Jack or Bill wrestle?
Jack trained Gerald.
Yeah,
but I don't think they really wrestled like that. But I mean, if you train, you're not really. Yeah,
they probably wrestled each other more than they wrestled together.
So no, they weren't a tag team like that.
No.
Okay, but Jack
Which is
Briscoe,
also a difference.
Hold on. So the Briscoe name is a multi-generational wrestling family.
Yeah.
Is that what I'm learning now?
They don't have anyone who's currently wrestling under their family.
I'm not asking that question, Dave. You keep sidestepping direct questions.
You could be a politician, no?
That's exactly what I'm doing. That's exactly what I'm doing.
Because I'm looking up the Briscoes and I'm seeing 3 wrestling brothers, like generational wrestling, and I'm like, how are you just gonna toss these motherfuckers out like they don't matter and then take their name?
I mean,
that's fair. They did add an E. I'm just
right.
I'm losing the fight. I'm succumbing to the argument. But
okay. I mean, I don't know anything about wrestling. This is more for you guys. But if you're asking for an outsider's perspective, when I see this shit, that's like, remember when Echo and Echo came out? You had ECCO and ECKO, and ECCO was the shoes.
Mm-hmm.
What?
I remember. I'm trying to see when Echo came
Mark
out.
Echo, like what you're wearing on your chest?
So
he was ECKO, and then there was
ECCO.
No? Oh, snap!
Because ECCO is a Danish company that started in 1982, and then Echo Unlimited started in what year?
1993.
Nope.
Shoot, I was
Yeah.
gonna say after that.
So like, yeah, I mean, I could see how if someone from the Danish company was trying to sell ish in the United States, and then these guys come 10 years later with like, hey man, we're gonna spell it with a K and we put a rhino as our logo. And then you blow up and become the far more popular one. Case in point, people, I'm still wearing my Echo hoodie.
I only wanted the Echo hoodie for the rhino print. You know, hoodies that you don't even care about their name.
Yeah.
Nobody, listen, trust me. Let me tell you this: ain't nobody like Zoo York clothing.
yeah.
But the logo was fire.
Stupid Yogo. Yeah.
You just wanted the logo. Nobody gave a damn about Drunken Monkey, but the logo was fire. Same with Echo. Wouldn't catch me in their jeans, but that sweater, if you get yourself the signature red, like with the white echoes, you're bomb in high school. I couldn't afford that shit. That shit was like $90, like a Johnny Blaze sweater.
Rapper Flo Rida wins $82 million lawsuit against Celsius energy drinks. Oh, Flo Rida, best known for his hits like Low and Right Round, was awarded. These ad blockers come in. I was already. Yeah.
Forbes.
I didn't realize there was an ad blocker. But all that to say, okay, so this dude.
Yeah.
But what, like, so why was he suing them?
Over $27 million of damages represented. Associate represented he was owed by the company. So he says that $27 million of damages represent $250,000 in shares in Celsius. That apparently he was owed shares. And the jury found that Celsius breached its 2014 agreement with Flo and fraudulently concealed information relating to the breach.
God damn.
Damn.
Yo, man, everyone's trying to pull one over on people. I just watched that documentary on Netflix, the GameStop one.
Oh, snap. What? There's a GameStop documentary?
Yeah, man. The GameStop documentary is hilarious.
What, the one where is it the one where they shut down the stock from going crazy high?
Robin Hood.
Yeah.
And then you find out in the end, the dude so the dude who was pushing for hold the line, like telling people keep buying the stock.
He robbed everybody, didn't he?
Was the dude who was an early investor in GameStop and had stock in like for years, and the stock was going to drop and everyone was shorting it. And he worked in the financial industry, but was also a YouTuber going by Roaring Kitty. Okay. And was like doing videos daily, like telling people like, and then some other young kid came and was like, if we like hold the line and do this, and this could happen. And everyone, and so all these kids just started investing. People are like putting all their money in the stock, skyrockets. At one point, Elon tweets the stock went up like 400% in one day. It keeps going. Everyone's like to the moon, diamond hands. They're like losing their shit. They're doing all this stuff. Then Robin Hood shuts down the app, and it's just like, sorry, you can't sell the stock anymore. The stock plummets. One girl said she had like some ridiculous $something million in her account. The next day it just dropped. Everybody just started losing money. Everyone started bailing out. So then when the government starts looking into everything, and all these people, first of all, these are old people in the government who don't know how this stuff works and they're not properly informed. All of a sudden it's just like, all right, so how did the people and they're all talking to these like nerds, asking them like, how did you invest in the thing with the thing? And people are just like, well, I never tried to rip anybody off. I was just a fair investor. And lo and behold, you find out that they were almost everyone was getting played. People made money though, because even the people who like got played made like 250. One guy made 200 million. One guy made 9 million. Some other kid made something million. GameStop's wild.
Oh man, that's crazy. Imagine making that kind of money in it.
Off of a store that everyone was convinced was going to fail. That's why they all invested, because they're like, this store is going under. So they showed it the stock.
Then it really didn't.
No, because some random dude who owned like a pet shop website was like, I think this website could work and this store could work. We could rebrand it. And then all of a sudden everyone was just like, this guy's going to put money into it. He's done so well with other businesses. And then here we are. Here we are.
And here
So wait, hold the homie did the homie get his money after all that YouTube crash and all that?
Roaring Kitty dude?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he ended up getting in trouble and had to pay some fines, but ultimately he came out on top because he got everyone to invest and the stock, and he was an investor when the stock was $4.
Of course. So his
And
whatever fine he had to pay was like a fraction.
Yeah. The stock and the best part of the story is when all of a sudden he just stopped doing the videos and everyone's like, "Where's Roaring Kitty?" And he was just like, "I'm just gonna take some time with my family," and he just bounced. He just left. He was like, "Y'all did what you needed to do for me. I'm good. I'm out." And then they found him. I don't understand how they found him though. Is the thing that I don't get.
Then they found him.
Yeah, because they found like so. The name he used on Reddit, he also registered it as the name of a company, but the name he used online was different from that name, and I'm like, dude,
no.
Why did you link the names? Like, why did you link anything?
See,
Go
this
back
is why
and change things.
this is why I would never do a GoFundMe or any one of those Kickstarter joints or whatever, because when people want to find you and they you play with their money, they will find.
People will find you.
No,
no, for real. Because the girl was talking. She's just like, yeah. So we're an investment magazine, and I asked one of the investigators to look into it, and they found the dude. And like,
you just have investigators on.
You just have an investigator on staff, and you're just like, go find this person. And then they found the dude, and it's just like, nah, man, don't fuck with this.
No,
like these people need to understand. You can't just play these people. They will find you if they have to.
I don't do none of that stuff. I won't even go on Twitch, man. Just no. I don't want to build a community of people that like listen. First of all, not even to segue, but I know people who Twitch, like who started off doing it casually, and then now they do it. Yeah. Not only is that shit probably addictive. At some point, you're responsible, not for other people, but there's a slew of people that tune in to watch you do whatever you do from night to night. And they count on that. And these certain people may or may not have support systems, so on and so forth. So then it's like, that's in the back of your head. And then you're like, I just want some me time. Oh shit, but then Jim's alone. What's Jim gonna do? And then and I see my boy, shouts to him, but like he's confined to his house because he's like, yo, 7 o'clock, I gotta stream. Even if I go see dude and like they're burning a piff, whatever. It's like 7 p.m. He's like, yo, you're gonna stay? Or like, I'm just like, because I'm either on the side of the camera, he's just talking to strangers, and they're like loading in the
daily. He's daily streaming.
Like, I think he might take Sunday off, maybe.
Is he any gaming streaming?
Gaming.
Oh yeah,
and not like fun games.
Like, what is he playing?
Well, not Brad games, but you know, like the kind of more indie, spectator-friendly joints that they have going on now. A lot of them kind of like B-class games where you're just like, if you had a PlayStation, you were 14, you'd be like, I rented this, you'd be mad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like them kind of games.
Yo, but I will say this, because I heard last episode, Skinny, you talked about Sifu.
Woo! Was it you?
I would watch the fuck out of someone playing that because that game looks dope. Like
Sifu's hard.
Like after I listened to the podcast, I went to look up videos, and then I don't know if you guys saw, but someone made a live action short film for it that is really badass. And I was just like, oh, this is legit. This game looks dope. Like, I really want to play that game now because I like a video game where I don't want a story, even if this game has a story of like, oh, you're trying to beat these bosses because of something that was done to you. It's like, fuck the story. You're just here to kick motherfuckers' asses. Like, you're just fighting. I like games like that. Like, you know, I love like the Spider-Man, the Miles Morales, and the other Spider-Man for Sony, for the PS. Those are fun games. But I almost wish it was like Sifu, where Spider-Man is just doing a tower run, and you just fight as Spider-Man in a tower run. Like, that shit would be wild. Like, imagine having Spidey's skills and then just fighting motherfuckers all the way through a building.
Oh, I told many people. Who did I tell my friend to? Yeah, I looked at my friend. I dead ass almost like, hey, take this whole game, Daredevil.
Yeah,
done.
Yeah,
done. You have done. That's it. Like I'm Mr. Independent Company. If you listen to this, go and get the Daredevil license from Marvel. Take this skin, take everything you did in Sifu, apply it to Daredevil.
Yeah,
your job's done.
Yeah,
that's all you have to do.
All you have to do is put the paint, avatar of Daredevil
Yeah, the
into
skin.
this,
Yeah.
and change those guys to the hand, and it's just him doing a tower run through all the bosses in the hand to take over the hand, and you have a game. And
First,
it's like
third boss is Bullseye. You
Right.
got one of them that's like Bushman or somebody shitty,
Right.
like whatever. Like you can do whatever. Sabretooth is one of them, like whatever.
Right. Whoever. Elektra comes in.
Elektra is there at some point.
Yeah.
Listen, this
Oh,
game
shit.
encourages you to go back because you get keys. So if you go in like the third level, you'll get a key for the second level that'll have you unlock something for like the fourth level. So you can speed through it faster. However, ideally, like you don't want to beat the game being super old because you have less chances. You know?
Yeah.
So,
but what you were saying, he hits harder, right? Like the older he gets,
you get older, you hit harder, but your health's lower.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Okay.
So you have shorter structure, which means you have shorter like amounts that you can parry and or dodge and just block. And then that causes you to get hit more, so on and so forth. So like the average age, like when you get 40, you start breaking people down, but also like you're getting killed.
Okay.
But this game, it's just like I think I just sat there yesterday and I was just like, all right, I need to beat the tower, but without dying. Because obviously you'll get cheap hits and you'll die. And once you die and you build your death counter, it's cool to go to the boss with like 2 deaths, but it also sucks because the minute the boss kill you, and they will kill you, you're like up, you're like, say you're 33 and you're bang 35, bang 37, and you're like, no, I don't want to deal with that. So you end up replaying a lot, and then replay value in this game.
And you were saying that the oldest you can get is 70.
70, and then you have no, and then once you die after 70, it's like
and then it starts over, or
you restart the level or whatnot. But I think just the other day there was a third level museum where you can get up to like the 4th floor, and I unlocked a key for like one of the rooms in there, so I had to get to the 4th floor. And you can take an elevator straight to the top and get to the boss, or you could do it manually. I like doing things manually because there's just a certain joy of beating people up, throwing them downstairs, and then watching them roll. Or if like a girl gets fresh with you and you like dodge, and then you could just throw her off the balcony. You just hear the body go dink. Like, it's okay. This game is amazing.
That's it.
Worth the $60. Go get seafood.
Worth the $60, you said.
Yeah, I'm willing to check it out.
You know what was not worth checking out? The fucking Menu.
What?
The movie The Menu.
The Menu? What's this?
So The Menu is like it's remarkably an all-star cast. So it's so you have the girl who is the main girl from Queen's Gambit. That's like the person who's like you're kind of mainly following. You have Beast is like her kind of like who seems to be her date during this.
Him again. You
have the guy who is the bad guy from Harry Potter, Fiennes or whatever his name is.
Okay.
You had John Leguizamo in it. You had
oh, it's a horror movie.
It's not a horror movie. It's like a suspense type thriller movie.
They put it like horror / comedy.
Yeah, I know, but it's a horror piece of shit. It's a horse piece of shit. So this is it. So spoiler alert, whoever's gonna listen, I'm gonna rant a smidge on this movie because it's not really that hard or long or complicated, but it's fucking stupid. So and I will say this, the acting was pretty good, but like the story itself sucked, and it was nicely filmed, but that doesn't matter amongst the crap pile that I had to sit through. So I'm watching this movie and it seems really captivating on first because all you see is a bunch of people on a boat going to an island to go to like a Chef Ramsay type chef to go have a meal. So you're assuming that everyone on this boat are foodies in some shape or form. And the only thing you notice is that it starts off with focusing on Beast. He's a character, and all you know is that he's really excited for this food. And at first I'm like, he might be a food critic or he's in the business in some shape or form. And he has this girl with him who's the girl from Queen's Gambit. And you notice that, like, okay, there's a relationship here. There's moments where she's looking that she's trying to, like, maybe get close to him. But this guy like, clearly doesn't give a shit about this girl. And then you kind of realize that she doesn't really give a shit about this guy. And you're like, okay. And quite honestly, at that point, you're like, almost you're like, you get the impression that like this girl could be a prostitute or like it's their first date or something. It's just an odd vibe. It's an exceptionally odd vibe from them. And they go onto this island. And then you find out that like all the staff that work for him live on the island with him for this one restaurant. You're like, okay, it's dedicated, how you're filming it. Looks like it's going to be horror-y. Okay, fine. they start going through the courses of the meal. In the first meal, though, the girl, like the guy, I'm calling him Beast. I forget his name, but Beast is basically like super into this food. The girl is kind of not. It's like she's like kind of ragging on the food, and she gets a bit of heat from it from like the staff and from everyone around. They're like, "How dare you be rude to him?" and blah 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 blah. And the guy's like, "Why aren't you eating your food?" And he's being kind of like a dick about it. Like the guy asking her. At first, it's just like her date, I guess. But then like the chef comes up and is like, "Why aren't you eating my food?" And he's all like kind of Chef Ramsay about it. And she's like,
This is Ralph Fiennes, right?
Ralph Fiennes, thank you.
Yeah.
And it's a little off-putting, but whatever. Then during the second course, they literally he brings out his sous chef, and he's like, "My sous chef wishes to be like me, but like he'll never be like me." And he proceeds to break down this man in front of everyone. No one would feel good about themselves after how he talks to this guy. Like, okay, this is just really weird. Dedicated staff to live on this island. Everyone's like a little bit too much into food, but cool. And then, like at the end of this rant, that guy proceeds to take a gun that's presented to him by another staff member and blows his brains out in front of everyone. And then he turns around and says, "All of you are going to die." And that's when the interest spiked and immediately falls to shit.
Was that the sous chef?
The sous chef kills himself.
Yeah, I just passed that part. Yeah.
And then Ralph Fiennes says everyone is going to die. And he means everyone, including himself and his staff. Okay. And then one old guy says, "I don't want to deal with this." He tries to leave. Someone cuts off his finger, and then everyone succumbs and then continues to eat the meal.
What?
Yeah.
Everyone turns around and just continues eating.
Yeah, well, not just like they're all weirded out, obviously, but the chef is like, "Eat. You will eat my food." And you're like, okay.
This is why I don't go to fancy restaurants.
And then you find out like these people who are there.
It's like if you go to Au Noir, it's just
hey yo, why was I just about to say Au Noir? I've never been to Au Noir for reasons like this.
Every time I think of Au Noir, I'm just like, I don't know. This sounds.
I think of Knives Out. Every time I think of Au Noir, I think of Knives Out.
This movie is kind of filmed like Knives Out, but like a smidge more horror. But what happens is that as the story is going on, like these people are basically not really putting much of a fight against them. There is one moment in time where it's really odd. It's kind of like that movie Hard Target. He lets all the guys go and run off to like try and escape, and like they're like, "My staff will hunt you now," and you're like, "You have a chance to leave." And the only thing that's weird is that Beast, who's the guy who's like the most super into this food,
Nick Taylor.
Nick Taylor.
Sorry. The character's name is Tyler Nick Holt.
Nick Holt. I was like, I didn't know his name. So Nick Holt is just sitting there, like just standing there, not running at all. And he's like, "You better start running now." And you're like, this is so fucking weird. Then it's like you think that this Nick Holt's character knows something that not everyone else knows.
Okay.
And then it fast forwards to the point of you find out at one point who everyone is in relation to like the chef into his like career, let's say.
Okay.
And in doing that, he tells you two things. One, he's lost his passion for cooking food. And two, he points out that Nick is like, "You brought someone you weren't supposed to. That's not your original date." Oh. And he's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "And you knew that you were going to die." And they're like, "What?" And he's like, "He knew you came here knowing that that everyone here is going to die.
You came to the island
and you brought this girl who you find out, which is odd because I mentioned it earlier. It was odd, their interaction. I thought, I'm like, it's either their first date or she's a prostitute. It turns out she's a prostitute that he hired because he turns to the chef. He's like, "Well, I know you don't allow anyone to come here if it's a table for one. You don't take table for ones, and I didn't want to lose my spot to come here." So I'm like, so you're going to die.
Wait, so he got an escort. So
he got an escort to join. Die. He knew he was going to die, and he hired an escort just so that she would die, so that he can go and die. And right. By the way, the only thing I've missed out of this is while all those guys were running for their lives, trying to leave the island, because he wouldn't let the girls run. All the guys had to run for their lives.
Oh, because the girls would get away.
No, the girls are talking to like one of the other staff girls, and she's like, "Yeah, it was my idea so that we all die this time." And you're like,
"This time?"
Yeah. So and this is what happens after once the chef calls out that you're like kind of a horrible person, that you called this girl and she's gonna die and that everyone's gonna
You
die.
set this girl up to be murdered. This is
Yeah.
insane.
He then calls him into the kitchen and demands that he cooks for him. Nick Holt does that. He has like a crazy, cut scene, whatever, montage moment. Goes up and then he's like, that's the worst thing I ever tasted. Like, no shit. First of all, you're like this ridiculous chef and whatever. He's like, that's the worst thing I ever tasted. And he walks up to him and he proceeds to whisper something in his ear. Something that you never, ever, at any point in the movie are told what he says.
Even at the end, you never find out?
Never.
So this is like that Radiohead music video where the guy whispers.
But this is what happens. He goes and talks to the prostitute. And he's like, now you're one of us. Escort. So now he's like, you're not one of us. But his staff is dying too, so that doesn't matter shit. So I'm like confused in this. And this is great. This is where it gets great. He asks her to do a task. She leaves. While she leaves, Nick Holt has proceeded to hang himself.
No, wow.
So you never find out what is said, but whatever he says.
I like that you didn't even give spoiler alert. You're just like,
I've said from the beginning, you guys better not even, like, I'm saving you time. This is ridiculous.
That's funny.
He goes and hangs himself. So you're like, well, that just makes no sense is made. But wait. This is a fast. I will not ruin anything else. Mind you, what's in between what I'm about to tell you is not.
No, I'm gonna ruin it.
Yeah. You want to know how she survives the island, Brian?
I can tell you.
I want to say, I would rather, please.
But you go.
She proceeds when they're at the last main course.
Yeah.
Raises her hand. And everyone's like freaking out because they're all like, they know it's
we're gonna die.
Like, we're gonna die. The staff seem to be having the best time of their lives, even though they know they're gonna die. She turns to him and says, I don't want this. And the chef stops everything. He's frustrated because she's always been like a thorn in his side.
Right.
This massive murder that they're just letting happen.
Yeah.
Which is, anyways, like the only defense that they have really is like, it's us versus a bunch of chefs who have knives.
Cool. Right.
Yo, what?
But no, but like, dude, I would fucking, if you're gonna tell me I would try, is all I'm saying. But she says, I don't want this food, and she's like, well, what do you want? She's like, I would like to have a cheeseburger. Not some fucking fancy shit, a fucking cheeseburger. And then the corniest montage of him being like loving cooking something. For, like, it's because he's not making his menu or something, like someone made a demand and he knows he's making the best burger ever that she's going to enjoy. And you could tell for those 5 seconds, because earlier on in the story, he's explicitly said, I lost my passion for cooking food for people. He's like, oh, like self-masturbating this freaking burger. She takes one bite out of it. Like the most like McDonald's wants to hire her, like the best bite in the world. Raises her hands like, that was the best burger ever. May I have a doggy bag to go?
Huh, well played.
He proceeds to go, gets the doggy bag, gives it to her and says, you may leave. And then immediately while she's like leaving,
everyone gets killed.
He pulls out some, I forget, but some type of red powder that they just put all over. Again, no one's moving. No one's like trying to escape being touched by this or whatever. And then is lit on fire. And the end of the movie is her chilling on the boat watching this island blow up, fully knowing that, and like not giving a rat's ass about any of the people getting killed or anything. Like enjoying her meal.
Yeah,
that's the end of
I was gonna say, my friend and I were talking about this recently. How there's been a lot of shows recently or movies that kind of hint or hit on the kind of like the excess of the rich, like White Lotus, The Menu, Triangle of Sadness. Like there's a whole bunch of them where it's like, this is how the wealthy, Succession as a show, like this is how the wealthy are. This is how excessive they are. This is how ridiculous the wealthy are. Like, look at them as they peacock and flaunt around and play each other and play games with each other, play games with people, like manipulate. And I don't know why this became a popular trend, because like I get that the rich are fun to laugh at, but I also don't like White Lotus. I watched White Lotus this weekend because every single person at my work was telling me like, you gotta watch White Lotus. So I was like, fine, I'll watch White Lotus. And it like the first few episodes of season 1, I had to like rewatch twice because I just couldn't get into it. But finally, 1.5, 1.75, bun through it, went through the whole thing, watched the whole 2 seasons in one weekend. And I gotta say, okay, wealthy people, like social commentary, yeah.
But
like
it's
like
not
with
even-
this one, with the menu, it sounds like the commentary is just like, the experience is so wild that someone who's wealthy and knew it would end in their death still wanted to go because they're just like, there's no other challenge in life. I have all the money in the world. Nothing is interesting anymore. I might as well try something insane, like potentially die. Like I don't.
It's so lame because I felt initially when I was and maybe I watched the wrong commercial, or maybe I wasn't paying enough attention to whichever commercial I saw it in. I was like, oh, it looks like this might be more like a murder mystery or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, because what it is like for 45 minutes, you're like, okay, there's a buildup. Something strange is going to happen. Like I'm on that ride and I'm cool with that ride. You know what I mean? And then he's like, yeah, you're all going to die. And you're like, no form of enforcement. Not like there's like a bomb around you. There's nobody with guns. There is no reason for you not to attempt. The only time you're intimidated is when the oldest person, who's like in his 60s or 70s, gets up because he refuses to do this, and they cut off one of his fingers. And you're like you're picking on the elderly. Like, I don't understand how that's going to stop all these other people from attempting to get out. 1, 2, like, you're just going to eat.
Did you watch The Hunt? Is The Hunt the one where 12 strangers wake up in a clearing, they don't know why they're there? Yeah, The Hunt is another one where like people are being hunted by the rich, right?
There's a Hunt. There's that one. There's friggin' what's it called? Hostel.
Yeah, like I don't know, man. Yeah, and what's the other one? The one with the games where the escape rooms,
rooms.
Where it's like secret organization.
You know why? Because they do this shit for real.
Yeah. I mean, I'm at the point where I don't doubt that this is like, there's some wealthy people who actively have done this. And if they haven't done it, guess what? Your movies inspired them to do it. Because
somewhere in the Philippines, this shit is going down. Come on.
Yeah, like, hell, Philippines, skinny. Somewhere in the United States, this shit's going down.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't really want to bring it that close.
You don't even have to go to the Philippines. There's some crazy muck out there right now who has a whole lot that they just have, like, they're like, oh, it's a paintball space, and then at night they shut it down and they throw teenagers in and hunt them for it's messed up the world we live in, and that's the sad part. Like
this is all possible. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, because there's and this is one of the things. It's funny because it falls into the social commentary of we are letting the rich gain too much wealth. Yep. It's one thing to let rich people be rich at a certain level, but once you start to be, I can fucking buy the entire world over rich, it's like, what's the point? Like, if tomorrow Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos started going to people and being like, hey, yo, I'll give you $1 billion for your kid. People would start, some people in really bad situations would start giving their kids to these people.
Yeah, and try telling them that they're gonna have a better life and all sorts of craziness. Yeah,
skinny. They don't even have to tell the lie of a better life. They're literally just
listen. I need this money. Bye.
Yeah, like it's messed up, but we live in that world. And like, if you took all the wealth and tried to if you told people like, hey, we're capping it now. Once you get to this level, everything you make past that has to be distributed. You can't just amass all the gold. You're not a fucking dragon.
True that. No, it's very true. Ryan's not wrong.
These people are dragons in fantasy worlds, and they've amassed so much wealth, and you're just like, yo, what do you like?
But let's be real. Like, after 100 million, do you need more millions?
No, but
you're gonna go up to the Tigerians and be like, hey, yo, you got too much.
No, but I'm saying, like,
burn you down.
like I'm saying, if you start telling these people, because like, like you start to hear this crazy. My favorite thing is, yeah, and y'all probably seen the tweets or the memes when people say the world is $1 trillion something in debt, and someone wrote to who? What owes money to? How is it that every country owes every other country so much money that it's $1 trillion? The planet combined debt is some $1 trillion, and it's like, to who? Just like, what are you talking about? This doesn't even make any sense. So I just think that shit's hilarious. The rich and all this stupidity.
The world is $1 trillion in debt. We got multiple billionaires in this piece. Like, you know what it is? Check this out. The reason why they haven't shut down on the people who are too rich is because there are niggas who are still trying to get rich. But like, some of those people are not niggas. So they're going to be like, well, let me get it, and then we can shut it down. But then it's like his cousin, and then his man's in them. And that's like,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like my thing is, again, for me, it's just a factor of once you get to, you could buy anything you want in the world. Your money gives you access to. If you committed murders, you could pay off every single person, and you could pay off you could do it publicly, pay the people off, pay the media off, pay everybody to act. You could mess, like, let's say you're living in a place where you have to go to juries. You're so rich, you could be like, hey, check this out. This happened in California. Everyone in California gets $1 million if they don't show up for jury duty. And guess what? Some of these people have enough money that they could pay every person in California, because California has what, 300 million people, right? Yeah. California is equal to the population of Canada, 30 million people.
Yeah, it's about this. Yeah, it's a population.
I'm gonna double check that. Let's check for 1 second. Let's do the actual crazy calculation. Population of California. Population of California, 39 million people.
All right. Population.
So, Elon Musk,
Canada,
who's a multi-billionaire, says
38.25 for Canada. Damn.
Right. So Elon Musk says, yo, I just shot a dude in the head. $38 and I'll give every person in this state $1 million. You know what? $2 million. Yeah.
64.
You know what? $5 million.
We're billionaires.
What's the number, guys? I'm a billionaire. What are you gonna do?
But wait, you're a billionaire.
I could go up to 10 and still have billions left.
Well, okay, let me ask that. Being a billionaire, is that just one billy, or is that like multiple billies?
Technically, to be an whatever heir, you have to have just passed the number.
Yeah,
but he is like,
he's a multi-billionaire.
Like when we see like tens of multi, not he's tens of multi. He's not like two. You know what I mean?
Are you ready for the number? Are you ready for the number?
Oh, can we do higher lower game?
Okay, go. You guys, okay, guess how many billions Elon Musk is worth?
50
right now, estimated.
50?
Okay, Skinny?
38.2.
Higher.
Damn.
Higher.
What?
Who wants to go higher? Guess again.
79.
You said 100, Dave?
Yeah.
You said 79?
Yeah.
Ready? Higher.
What?
Ready?
300.
No, Dave. Okay.
Okay. Now just tell me. Now I'm just so curious. Is he at trillion?
120 billion.
Okay, Skinny, still higher than 120. He's worth estimated right now $146 billion.
I couldn't even spend them the years that I have left to live.
So let's say
he's out more than we make in our entire lives.
He makes my daily salary in an hour.
Right. Did you guys
in an hour? In like
did you guys see at the beginning of the year, by the first Monday of the year, every CEO in Canada had made the equivalent by like 908 or some crazy number. But let's say within the first hour, they had made the equivalent of the average salary of a Canadian for the full year. On the first day, within the first hour, they had already made that.
That's nuts.
So that's what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. And I'm not saying people can't be rich. I'm just saying y'all have so much money, you could do anything you want. Maybe we just say, you got to give some of it. No, don't even do taxes. Just decree that shit on paper. Hey, if you're worth 146 billion, you got to give $1 billion back to the people once a year. You make it back. Elon, you'll make it back. Bezos, you will make it back.
It should be a factored cost in your way of living, because for a fact everyone's giving it back to you anyway.
You will make it back.
If not more.
Exactly.
What government is actually going to make that a rule, and how could they do that?
Oh no! Hey, I know this is all bullshit. I'm just throwing this shit out.
We're talking about in a perfect world where there's a certain degree of fairness in life.
Skinny, again, we're talking about a world we live in right now where these motherfuckers could really get away with shit. And like I said, 5 million a person in the state of California.
They go to the space on weekends for fun.
Dave, that is the wildest shit when you say it out loud. These motherfuckers did a space race once. Like what, a year and a bit ago, they all were like, "Yo, we're going to space to just go to space." And then everyone said, "Hey, your carbon footprint's too big." And they're all like, "Yeah, we already did it. We don't care about it anymore." And then they just stopped. I don't hear about blue whatever going up again. I don't hear about Elon's little SpaceX. All of a sudden, the news doesn't even cover any of these guys going up into space. But remember, every single one of them, Richard Branson, Jeff Bezos, Elon, all of them were going up. William Shatner's going into space with Jeff Bezos. Who the fuck cares? Are you people, and you guys realize you're doing this shit, and like Dave said, for fun on the weekend? Get the fuck out of here with that kind of money.
If someone told me that, if someone said on the weekend I'm going to space, I'd just be like, "Fuck you." Like, I would legit just say, "Fuck you."
That's
like
crazy.
Like, what's next? Like space, you know what?
Nope.
Like space activities, like space laser tags,
paintball,
Spaceballs, which is paintball in space.
Yeah, why not?
What's next? That would actually be kind of cool, though. Imagine
let's go space golfing. Why not?
Oh my god,
it'll help with my swing. That 0 G's. Like, this is the shit I'm saying.
This is why we need to shut down these billion-dollar families from within, like my friend Jay Electronica did.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man, did I just listen and read that? That's my watch for this week. I've been watching crazy just YouTube channels.
Yeah.
So there's one word that explicitly
he's still married to her, no?
The Rothschild? No.
Yeah. Oh, they broke up?
Man, Bill had broke up. You know, Jay Electronica don't care that girl.
I didn't pay. I just as soon as he got married, I was like, that's wild.
He got married to her?
Didn't he get married to her?
No.
Oh,
she was managing him. The Rothschild daughter, which if you look into the Rothschild, they're basically banking.
If you don't know who the Rothschilds are, you're talking like we're talking like possibly slave money. Like
that's that's
definitely slave.
That's definitely slave money, but that's like before time money. That's like that's money. Like that's beginning of time money. It's insane.
Like they found the gold nuggets when they first got here,
right? And they were like, these are ours now.
Yeah.
The Rothschild killed mad people. Anyways, so here comes this daughter who is, heir to the throne. She was also through her mom, she's an heiress to something else that's dope too. Oh, and her dad's a Rothschild. I think is it Gucci? No, Guinness. It's Guinness on her mom's side.
Irish. Okay.
I think on the mom's side it's Guinness and whatever. Either way, she had mad money. She got married at 19, had this husband. She's like, hey, I got this money that I got from my mom's. Let me start myself a record label. I want to do music. I had kids, but no, whatever. I can go out and party. Hey, I met this rapper, Jay Electronica. He's really cool. Let me manage him from like 2014 to 2020, which if you ever want to know why Jay Electronica never put out an album, but yet he was everywhere, this is probably why. Jay Electronica being the slick talking rapper from New Orleans that he is and already getting with Erykah Badu successfully, my man. Turns around, befriends this girl's husband, all sorts of ting, basically making dude's husband think, this guy's harmless. He's just some rapper. She's going to manage him. Blah, 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 blah. My wife, let her have her fun. I don't know. Flash forward to now, Jay Electronica juxing this girl. husband finding out, being like, yo, are you like sleeping with this dude? She's like, no. He's like, okay, but these text messages. She's like, okay, well, yes.
No, I mean, yes.
Fine, if you have to know, yes, I'm cheating on you.
I guess. I'm also a godchild, so it's not cheating. I'm just, a goddess in the world.
a
so
weekend.
whatever.
It's just business. It's a weekend stuff.
That's all it is. It's a weekend.
Business on the weekend. That's
It's
Kid used to see, man. They end up being in some kind of exclusive relationship, breaks up the whole marriage, tosses up the kid, done all kind of ting to the family, and then they break up, and that's that.
I didn't realize they'd broken up. My
and
bad.
that's how you, as a 5%er, can go ahead and infiltrate an Illuminati, an Illuminati family, and no one says anything about it.
A wild lesson of Jay. Did he make a book? He must make a book for this because that's insane.
Oh man, damn! Like,
That's
Jay Electronica, bro. Like, why are you letting him around your wife? Not like he's a bad person or nothing, but I'm just not any dude who survived an Erykah Badu relationship. I'm not trying to have him around my wife. You know what I'm saying?
That's
That's
so
crazy.
funny.
So
That
crazy.
is fantastic.
So crazy.
That's
Oh
amazing.
man. So yeah, that's what I watch. And then, Toronto Streets as well, another View the Right thing, which I wouldn't even say it's a View the Right thing. It just kind of lets you know how Toronto crime and the way the news covers it.
Yeah, it's been bad. It's been bad.
Next level. Like these guys are nuts.
Yeah.
Some of the things they be doing, I'm just like, y'all think this is okay? And it's like just over there, 5 hours. Like, sure, Montreal crime is bad. We're not saying Montreal crime ain't nothing. We have our own share of crazy.
We have our own issues going on.
But Toronto is out here thinking it's Compton. Toronto, they don't care.
Well, you remember a couple years ago how messed up it was because not that we're street like that, but we always knew the rule, and that this is a rule that is on every level: mafia, streets, triad. You don't hit funerals.
Oh yeah.
You don't hit a funeral. That's just a rule. Like, I don't have to be in a gang or in anything to know you don't hit a funeral.
And
there's
no business on
dudes,
Sundays.
Preacher man in the community,
Children.
Children, all of them are there. So that's just. And what did they do in Toronto a couple years ago? Someone hit a funeral, and everyone was just like, "Whoa, you went next level!" And like everyone was just like it was crazy listening to the media, like you said, talk about it, because the media's reaction to it was like, in unfortunate events, a young man was shot at the funeral for his blah, blah. Then you hear like the street people being like, yo, this man came up to the funeral. Like, and people are just like freaking out. Like, you don't come to the funerals. You don't hit up a funeral. Like,
I watched the thing on this guy, Wazi, who, unfortunate event. He was 11 when he witnesses like his older half brother get like gunned down after coming out. And, but then listen, this is how you know that the author of this YouTube channel gives no fucks, because he tells a sad story of 11-year-old kid witnessing his brother get gunned down. In the same breath, he's like, witnessed at 11. By the age of 13, Mans was convicted in raping a 13-year-old girl with other dudes. And I'm almost like, that's where you end the story. That's it. Like, I'm not going to feel no compassion for this guy.
Yeah.
They go on and tell a story about him and this dude, how they basically, first of all, Toronto's nuts. They gunned down 2 guys after partying with them for 3 days in a condo. Right? So you're hanging out with Mans for 3 days, doing a binger, like a 3
party,
days.
drugs,
party, drug, all kind of thing. Oh, these my Mans, shoot you. You're dead now. God, these guys, you know how they got caught? You know how the jury got them? Elevator footage of the guys in an elevator, right? Reenacting the whole thing.
Oh God. What
right?
the hell, man?
Reenacting the whole thing. Like all the way from and then dapping each other as they're doing it. I was like, what? So then you have what Brian says, the news reporter being like, 2 Toronto men and then you have the streets being like, you idiot, boy, Why on the thing for? Why you telling on yourself? Man's out here telling on himself. Yeah, you idiot, boy.
Why would you reenact it? Like, dude, speaking of crazy video stuff,
God complex at that point. Probably.
Yeah, but I gotta bounce, but I'll end with this wild story.
Heavy.
I'm sure you guys have all seen it, where here in Montreal we have the Carey Expressway, and 3 dudes were in 3 dudes robbed a spot in Granby, drove all the way into Montreal from Granby. The highway patrol got called in to help when the city cops were also helping. Drove in, came into our busiest highway where it's just bottlenecks.
They deliberately wanted to carry.
Well, I don't know if they did it on purpose, but these idiots ended up on DeCarry going north. So there's a video that someone took from the corner of Vizina and DeCarry from the overpass of the 3 guys running from their car while the cops block DeCarry, and one cop runs and grabs one and slips and loses him. And the guys keep running. And one of the dudes gives a what's up to the camera as he's running. And I'm like, yo, and it's on TikTok. So if you guys look up DeCarry Expressway, DeCarry Expressway cops running.
I hate the internet and love it at the same time.
Like, dude, and this is one of the things I said to my buddies. I was just like, I mean, you had to know looking into the camera was a bad idea.
Oh, he looked dead, like no mask, nothing. He's just like
so. I mean, you know how the DeCarry is. So you're like a good, you're like 2 stories up, but it's still camera, and you could still no mask, no nothing, running and like kind of like does a what's up to the camera.
Oh my goodness, there's like multiple angles of this shit.
If anything, if you guys can find it, I would say show the video to the people. I got to bounce, but show the video.
Don't try.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying like if you can put it on the computer and like.
Oh, I will, but this is for now. I saw the what's up, and man,
I'm trying to find that so hard. I just want to see it.
This dude gave the
man. That was nuts.
If you Skinny, if you can send that link in our chat, you guys could just open it from there. But yeah, this is the world we live in where people like crime is just dumb these days. And I was explaining to my buddy, I was just like, first off, one of the things, and not because I'm not trying to help people get away with stuff, but I'm just saying, if I had taken that video, I'm not posting that to my account. I'm creating a burner account.
Oh, 100%.
And I'm uploading the video and blurring their faces.
Because they're coming for me, though. Like, you doing?
Whoever uploaded this video, you do know this is admissible in court now for these guys. Like, it's a public video.
You know that they have friends.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Like, that's a public video.
You seem doing like that.
Yeah, that's a public video. Like, you just showed this dude. Like, I mean, I don't know who you are, but if you're from Uptown in Montreal, if you're hanging around Vizina and DeCarry, you're most likely from Uptown.
Yeah, but also, I know now that I realize which way Granby is. I'm not coming from Granby and going straight, dummy. Nigga, turn off the 20, bro. Maybe there's traffic at that. But I mean, same job.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyways, all right, y'all.
That was a high end to go.
Yeah.
I mean, here we go.
That was wild. How do we tangent into something else? There's
kids.
There's no other good news now.
Geek news and rumors, straight up.
They have no choice. Nothing really cool now.
Geek news and rumors. Oh,
so kids are idiots on highway. I can't. It's funny because when you see the video, it literally is like you could see like he's bolting. And he has like a moment of like looking up and like yes, we're doing it. We're living the dream.
Did they get caught
away from cops on the fucking highway?
Did they get caught though? Yeah, but watching these guys,
yeah, they all got caught. They all got caught. They're all being two. If I understand correctly, 2 are above 18, which is legal age, and 1 is like 17 years old, so might be trialed as a juvenile. But yeah, weird.
That Skilly's chase is scary. I'm so happy I don't take the carry ever.
Never.
There's multiple accounts that posted this.
Yeah, for sure. It's most ridiculous. But in other news, Daredevil Born Again cast Nikki M. James. I'm not sure which will you're just laughing. I'm trying to give like some other news and all I hear is cop sirens in the background as I'm trying to...
No, that's just my neighborhood, man.
No, but Nikki M. James joins the cast of Daredevil. Which is should be interesting. I'm not sure if they describe her character is currently being kept under wraps. I wasn't sure. And other Marvel news, Julia Louis-Dreyfus says that the Thunderbolts will start shooting in June, and is looking interested in starting to. She describes kick-ass and fight. I imagine that means that she's expecting her character to get a bit physical, which would be kind of interesting. But
that should be weird to see, though.
yeah, I know. It's like, how are you gonna like Benjamin Button her or something? Because like, love,
as long as they don't do what
love
Al
her.
Pacino did, because I don't know.
Yeah, because like, don't get me wrong, I love Julia. She's an amazing actress. She was a hilarious actress in Seinfeld. But like, don't make it believable, because I don't want any, like, like you were saying before. What was the name of that mobster movie?
Oh shoot, the one with Al Pacino. The Englishman? No.
Irishman?
No? Irishman.
It was Irishman, yeah.
Irishman.
I don't want to see no Irishman type fighting.
That movie was so long. For a Scorsese movie, I think that's my least favorite Scorsese movie.
I actually didn't watch it because so many people described it, how they described it, and I saw a few scenes. I was like, I could pass.
Yeah, it wasn't
a hard
the best.
Pass.
Wasn't the best.
But other than that, I don't have any other news, unless you have something that you.
Not much in terms of news. No. Everything's kind of quiet over here. In terms of news and stuff, in terms of geek news, nothing crazy. Game news, nothing crazy. Toy news, nothing crazy.
Actually, I'll ask you quick. What do you think of the new Build-A-Fig? I'm not a fan of the so for Marvel Legends. Yeah, I like the character you make, but I find all the characters that make him up to be less.
You're an X-Men
desirable,
right? No, don't make me have to go pull up this wave now on you.
Well, no, I know the wave, but I'm just saying, like, don't get me wrong, like,
the fans don't know the wave.
It's a little underwhelming.
As a collector for how many years, sir? It is very underwhelming, but let me find this wave for you. As Dave is going to bring up toy stuff, we will bring up toy stuff because we don't do that. Share screen. Tabba. Here we go. So, you're talking about my man Chode here, whose Build-A-Figure is this, and whose wave consists of, obviously they're not going to tell you the full layout of the wave because it's a terrible website, but this is what Chode looks like. He is a Starjammer. He looks great. Yes, people in this wave. First photo of Chode.
Well, you get Cyclops, which I don't.
Astonishing Cyclops, which you do need. You Corsair, like, okay. To show you the figs in said wave, because we're going to BBTS now. Or actually, no, this is Entertainment Earth or Toy Stock. I don't even know who that is. Okay, so you get Astonishing Cyclops, which is not terrible, but not horrible. You get Chamber. You
boring.
get Chamber's boring. White Queen.
Which is boring because they've had a few Emma Frosts out now, no?
No, but that's like the definitive one. That's the one you want. Like, you need that Emma Frost. So listing all the figs here. Okay. Kid Omega. Nobody cares about him.
Well, no, I actually like Kid Omega, but that is a not too impressive
figure. That's Krakoa's suit. That's his Krakoan suit. That's why from when he was on X-Force, and I care not for Kid Omega. So this is like, he's going to be a peg warmer for sure. But he also comes with the chest piece, so that's the most valuable piece of any Build-A-Figure is the middle part. Head second, and then left arm, right arm you can fight afterwards. Okay, so Kid Omega, Chamber, meh. He is part of the Imperial Guard.
Fang? But fuck Fang.
Fang is a part of the Imperial Guard with
Maybe,
Gladiator.
But fuck Fang.
Gladiator.
He's not like one of the good ones. It's not like Gladiator, like you're saying.
You have to build the actual full Imperial Guard. So he's on your way to building a whole new team. Not mad at it. And this was a Wolverine suit at one point. So if you're that hardcore, you could take a Logan head, put it on this. They gave it to Wolverine. Bang. All right, cool. Astonishing Cyclops from Astonishing X-Men on the new Vulcan body. He is the 7th pack. He's like a single carded figure that doesn't come with any built half piece, so you don't need to buy him. I won't buy him because I don't necessarily love this suit. But when they do re-release the other Astonishing figures, he'll be good to have. So I'm going to pack him and stack him and keep him in a corner. Emma Frost, a lot of people wanted this costume, probably, because yes, there are a lot of Emma Frosts out there, but they're all like, there's the one from the Hellfire Club 4-pack, that goes for $200. Like other, so forget that. You're not finding that. Then there's the one from Uncanny X-Men where she's in her black suit, and that's not the Emma Frost that most people want. When people want Emma Frost, they want Astonishing. Her face isn't great, but we have enough head sculpts that we can switch it out. Corsair, Vulcan body. Technically on the Corsair body because Corsair is the father of all of them. Awesome. We need
Yeah,
Starjammer.
Yeah, so you've named one awesome one out of all that you've gone through so far.
What do you mean one awesome? Okay, Emma's my awesome.
Agreed.
Awesome.
Agreed. Emma's a needed suit, but
Monet,
you were like,
I wanted M to be in her more recent costume, not so much her Generation X costume. I don't think they made her head sculpt look great, and I don't really love this. Yeah, it's a meh wave. It's kind of meh.
it's very meh. It's unfortunate.
It's sad, but
for people who want, because the thing is, for me, if I was a collector personally, I would want the Starjammers. So in order to get the Starjammers, you're stuck.
You could buy the Build-A-Figure separately, or some people will sell the piece.
But like it's always a hassle to do so.
If you're on it, you find it, but yeah, it is a bit of a hassle to go through the whole situation and have to deal with that, because I mean, it is, yeah.
And then also to make sure that you get the little pet or whatever.
Yeah, that comes with. I think that comes with one of the figs.
I would assume it would. I assume that it would come with probably the one that comes with the head.
Yes.
Maybe.
Yes. You're right.
But
yes,
still,
right.
It's a bit of shame.
It's a win in my books, kind of a win, bit of a win.
Strong term, win.
Small win. It's a small win. It's a nice. Emma looks good. Cyclops is okay. You know, Corsair is nice. To be honest, I think it's just like not fatigue, but I think they're just like not focusing so much on waves with Build-A-Figures, and they're just gonna do like deluxe figs and such, because I don't know, maybe they're switching it up. To be honest, the packaging changing has really kind of taken a kick out of the figs too. So yeah,
for sure. Yeah, because you don't get one thing I don't like about the packaging now is you don't get to like look at the fig a bit, you know, like I mean, like without it being plastic. Like when it's plastic, you could at least take a look and say, okay, well, at least the paint job is good, or the this or the that. Like it being in a thing with like,
you have no idea.
Like it's so fucking well. It's just I can only imagine it being the most frustrating thing in the fucking world.
If you like a lot of, so I'm buying a lot less doubles, that's for sure, because there's no reason for me to keep just a random box that I don't even know what the fig looks like inside. It could be missing an arm, it could be blue.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of that comes into it. It doesn't make it easier. Let me tell you.
No, because that's like rock stock. You're not gonna have a rock stock display or
no. It's like you just kind of just stock it, and then it looks like weird box, and then doesn't really work. Even reselling is like harder now, because
and the funny thing is I would find that would make it even more annoying, because now there's larger subject to the box being ruined.
Oh, not even that. People want you to open the box and make sure that what is in the box is actually there, and you're like, I'm not going to break a seal on something just because you don't believe me. And it's a lot of like trust issues and other fangled business, and it's messed up. It's not good.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean? Like it's really like a lot of added hassle for no real reason. So yeah, not the greatest. Not the greatest.
All right. Well, I think that's all the time we have, kids.
Yes, I believe that is all the time we have. We'll be back next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Yeah. Check me out at Action Figgy Skinny. That's Action FIGY Skinny. Also, you can check me out on Chop Vision Podcast here on Free X Agents every Sunday at 7. We're gearing up to getting to our 100th episode, and then we're switching things up a bit after episode 100. So it may be the same show, different format, different name. We don't know. Actually, we do know. We're just telling you guys afterwards. And there's that. You know, Burke here. Where's my issue 2, man? I was just thinking of that the other day. Like,
it's completely written. It's completely page, but like, long story short, finding artists to help out has been difficult.
Yes, with the art.
However,
I'll drop it like a double issue with that. What's up?
Oh no, once we find a committed artist, we have like 6 issues we're gonna work through. Yeah. Okay. Like we've written the writing hasn't stopped. Actually, I'm very excited for what's coming up with Squared Idea in general, because we've also been focusing on various other projects that are coming out. In which case, follow squared-idea.com, and you can find us squared_idea on Instagram. I believe that's what it is. Yeah, because you can't use hyphens. And there's a lot of interesting things on the rise. A lot of interesting things. Go check out the website.
Word. So for everyone here at 3X Agents, the original Franklin brand, which I'm bringing that back somehow. I don't know what, but I might make because we're starting a clip YouTube channel for everyone who's listening. We're starting a clip YouTube channel that's going to link you to our full episodes, but I might call it Franklin Clips. I don't know, just to bring back some nostalgia for everyone who's been around here from the beginning. So look out for that, and look out for more great goodness from our show that's coming out very, 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 very soon. For everyone here at Geektastic Cypher, we love y'all, and we'll be back next week.
Peace.